Florida, the land of endless sunshine, zero state income tax, and more retirees per square mile than golf carts at a country club. No wonder it's a dream retirement spot. But with nearly 66,000 square miles, 2 climate zones, and cities ranging from charming small towns to massive urban jungles, not every part of Florida is a retiree's paradise. For every picture-perfect beachside haven, there's a town where hurricanes come for an annual visit. The humidity makes your AC work harder than a New York cab driver, and the charming wildlife includes mosquitoes the size of pigeons. So, if you're planning your golden years in the Sunshine State, you'll want to avoid the places where your dream retirement could turn into an overpriced, sweat-soaked nightmare. First up, we have Palm Beach. A place so fancy, even the seagulls have a higher net worth than you. This beachside paradise in southern Florida is lined with stunning beaches, luxury resorts, and more billionaire retirees than a yacht club reunion. It's the kind of place where a modest home costs more than the GDP of a small country, and the HOA fees alone could fund your entire retirement elsewhere. Now, if you're rolling in cash and want to spend your golden years sipping champagne while your butler applies your SPF 50, Palm Beach is perfect. But for the rest of us mere mortals living on a fixed income, not so much. In November 2024, the median home price hit a jaw-dropping $2,097,614, up 5.7% from 2023. Because, apparently, even Florida's humidity can't slow down these price hikes. That means unless you're cashing in some serious stock options, you might be better off admiring Palm Beach from a vacation brochure. So, if your idea of retirement involves more than just writing checks to your mortgage lender, you might want to keep scrolling. Next up, we have Jacksonville, Florida's biggest city and, apparently, its biggest overachiever in crime stats. That's right, Jacksonville consistently ranks as the most dangerous city in the state. In 2019 alone, it saw over 5,880 violent crimes, which breaks down to 647 per 100,000 people. Not exactly the kind of numbers you want to brag about at your retirement party. Now, to be fair, crime statistics aren't everything. Property crime has been on the decline for 2 decades, and violent crime rates are much lower than they were 30 years ago. So technically, Jacksonville is less dangerous than it used to be. But that's like saying a hurricane is less windy than a tornado. It's still not great. And if safety isn't your main concern, maybe the cost of living will change your mind. While Jacksonville isn't as pricey as Palm Beach, the trade-off is navigating high crime rates, heavy traffic, and the occasional Florida man headline. So, unless you're into thrilling adventures every time you step outside, you might want to reconsider Jacksonville as your retirement haven. Miami. The city where retirees can enjoy beautiful beaches, world-class dining, and the constant thrill of wondering whether their home will survive the next hurricane season. Sure, Miami is a must-visit destination, packed with incredible food, vibrant culture, and enough nightlife to make you forget you're supposed to be in bed by 9 p.m. But when it comes to retirement, well, let's just say you better have a good insurance plan. Miami holds the prestigious title of the most hurricane-prone city in Florida, which is saying something, considering Florida itself is basically a magnet for tropical storms. There's a 16% chance Miami will get smacked by a hurricane in any given year. And while most residents live at least 20 miles from the coast, that's not exactly comforting when your evening plans involve boarding up windows and hoping your car doesn't float away. And let's talk about cost. Because unless you're planning to retire with a celebrity budget, Miami's sky-high prices might send you running for a more affordable zip code. Between overpriced real estate, expensive dining, and hurricane-proofing your life, Miami might be better as a vacation spot than a retirement dream. On to the next city, because Florida's got plenty more surprises. Next, we have Fort Lauderdale, where the beaches are beautiful, the restaurants are top tier, and the prices will make your retirement savings cry. Sure, this southeastern Florida hotspot is perfect for a weekend getaway. sun, sand, and luxury shopping that makes you question every life decision that led you to a budget-conscious retirement. But living here full-time? That's a different story, unless your retirement plan includes winning the lottery. The cost of living in Fort Lauderdale is 20% higher than the Florida average, which is already no bargain. Compared to the rest of the country, it's about 19% pricier, meaning you'll be paying extra for everything from rent to groceries to that overpriced cup of coffee you swore you'd stop buying. And let's be honest, when your retirement budget is fighting against beachfront property prices, endless tourism, and high-end dining temptations, something's got to give. And that something might be your dream of ever dining out again. So, unless you're ready to stretch your Social Security check like it's made of elastic, Fort Lauderdale might be better enjoyed as a vacation destination rather than your forever home. Up next is Panama City, Florida's very own meh destination. Not to be confused with Panama City Beach, the fun one. This city has been crowned Florida's ugliest place to live, according to at least one highly subjective but probably accurate poll. Locals on Reddit describe it as a poorly designed sprawl of bland, overpriced McMansions, which is great if your dream retirement involves staring at soulless architecture while questioning your life choices. Sure, the city has a beach, but so does pretty much every other place in Florida. Why settle for the one that comes with a side of disappointment? Panama City's charm, if you can call it that, lies in its complete lack of anything interesting. If your idea of an exciting day is counting identical suburban houses or debating which fast food chain to visit for dinner, then congratulations, you found your paradise. For everyone else, let's just say there are far better places to spend your golden years, unless, of course, you enjoy paying premium prices for a front row seat to mediocrity. Next is Lakeland, a city that sounds peaceful until you get behind the wheel. On paper, Lakeland has a lot going for it. It's conveniently nestled between Tampa and Orlando, giving you easy access to big city amenities, theme parks, and overpriced tourist traps. But before you get too excited, let's talk about the one thing that will ruin your retirement faster than a bad investment: the commute. Lakeland proudly holds the title of the third worst commute in the entire United States. That's right. Out of all the cities in the country, Lakeland somehow managed to make traffic an absolute nightmare. Don't believe it? Try driving to Winter Haven, just 15 miles away. Should be a quick trip, right? Nope. On average, you'll spend over 30 minutes crawling along at a blazing fast 27 miles per hour. That's barely faster than a bicycle. Except on a bike, at least you wouldn't be stuck staring at someone's bumper for half an hour. So, unless you love spending your golden years trapped in gridlock, Lakeland might not be the retirement paradise you were hoping for. Up next is Pensacola, where the beaches are stunning, but so is the amount of rain. Florida may be called the Sunshine State, but Pensacola clearly missed that memo. Sure, it has gorgeous beaches and a laid-back coastal vibe, but unless you enjoy getting drenched on a regular basis, you might want to pack an ark along with your beach chair. Pensacola isn't technically the rainiest city in Florida. Congrats, Miami and West Palm Beach, you win that prize. But it still gets a ridiculous 65 inches of rain per year. That's more than enough to make you second-guess every outdoor plan you ever had. Thinking of a peaceful beach walk? Hope you enjoy the feeling of wet socks. Dreaming of a morning round of golf? Not unless you like swinging clubs in a downpour. For some retirees, the scenery and waterfront lifestyle might make up for the constant showers. For everyone else, there are drier places to spend your golden years. Like, say, anywhere that doesn't require a raincoat as part of your daily wardrobe. On to the next city, because Florida's full of surprises, and not all of them come with a rain cloud overhead. Next, we have Key Biscayne, a tropical paradise, if your wallet can survive it. If you've ever dreamed of retiring on a private island, sipping cocktails while staring at crystal clear waters, Key Biscayne might seem like your perfect paradise. It has white sand beaches, postcard-worthy ocean views, and just enough exclusivity to make you feel like you've made it. But before you start packing your flip-flops, let's talk about the price tag, because this island isn't just surrounded by water, it's drowning in high costs. Life on an island is always expensive, but Key Biscayne takes it to another level. The cost of living here is 17% higher than the national average, which sounds bad until you realize that housing costs are an eye-watering 210% above the national average. That's right. You're not just paying for ocean views, you're paying to fund someone's yacht maintenance. So, unless your retirement plan includes winning the lottery discovering buried treasure or becoming a social media influencer overnight, you might want to admire Key Biscayne from afar. It's stunning, it's luxurious, and it's probably best enjoyed as a vacation, not as your permanent and outrageously expensive home. Next on our list is Sarasota, where the beaches are beautiful, and so are the alligators. If you're looking for the perfect beachside retirement city, Sarasota checks a lot of boxes. White sandy beaches? Check. Warm, sunny weather? Check. More alligators than your comfort level allows? Oh, absolutely. In 2018, Sarasota claimed the top spot for the most nuisance alligator removals in the state. That's right, even in Florida, a place where gators are as common as bad drivers and bizarre news headlines, Sarasota stood out. Now, to be fair, fatal alligator attacks are extremely rare, but let's be honest. If you have to use the words fatal and rare in the same sentence, that's already a red flag. Sure, some retirees dream of long walks on the beach, but do you really want those walks to include dodging prehistoric reptiles? Sarasota consistently ranks in the top 5 cities for alligator removal calls, which means that if you move here, you may not be the only one enjoying your backyard pool. So, if you're the kind of person who enjoys a little adrenaline rush with their morning coffee, Sarasota might be for you. Otherwise, you may want to pick a Florida city with fewer surprise guests lurking in the water. Up next is Fort Myers Beach, a tropical paradise that Mother Nature occasionally bulldozes. Fort Myers Beach is a stunning slice of paradise where the sand is soft, the sunsets are breathtaking, and oh yeah, hurricanes occasionally rearrange the entire town like a game of Jenga. In 2022, Hurricane Ian decided to make an uninvited and very aggressive visit, bringing a record-breaking 15-foot storm surge that left most buildings in the area looking like a poorly assembled IKEA project. Years later, the recovery process is still ongoing, with the city government operating out of temporary trailers. Because nothing says welcome to Florida like handling official city business from what looks like a pop-up souvenir stand. As of March 2023, only about a third of year-round residents had been able to return, which means if you were hoping to move here for a peaceful retirement, you might find yourself with plenty of available real estate, but not necessarily a roof over your head. Of course, if you're the adventurous type who enjoys the thrill of rebuilding your home every few years, Fort Myers Beach might just be the perfectly unpredictable retirement destination for you. Otherwise, you might want to consider a city that Mother Nature isn't personally invested in redecorating. Next is St. Augustine, where history is rich and the air is basically soup. If you love history, Spanish architecture, and sweating through your shirt before you even leave the house, St. Augustine might just be your dream destination. Founded in the 1500s, this is the oldest continuously occupied city in the U.S., which means it's had centuries to perfect its charm and its humidity. And let's talk about that humidity for a second. At over 82% on average, St. Augustine isn't just humid, it's practically underwater. You know how people say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity? Yeah, in St. Augustine, it's both. The hottest days here feel like stepping into a sauna wrapped in a wet wool blanket while drinking a cup of hot soup. This isn't just a comfort issue either. As you age, your body has a harder time regulating temperature. So if you're coming from somewhere dry like Arizona, prepare to feel like a damp sponge at all times. That being said, if you can handle the humidity, St. Augustine's rich history, stunning beaches, and charming atmosphere might just make it worth the constant battle with frizzy hair and permanent sweat stains. Next, we have Key Largo. If you've ever dreamed of retiring on a tropical island, sipping pina coladas by the ocean, and living the carefree beach life, Key Largo might be the place for you. Well, assuming your bank account is as deep as the Atlantic. While it's not quite as absurdly expensive as Key Biscayne, Key Largo still boasts a cost of living that's 11% higher than the national average. That means you can enjoy those stunning ocean views, but you might have to sell a kidney to afford them. It's a shame, really, because Key Largo has all the beauty of the Florida Keys without the overwhelming tourist crowds. It's more laid back, less commercialized, and perfect for anyone who prefers a peaceful sunset over a drunken spring break brawl. But if you're on a fixed retirement income, you might want to fix your sights on a more budget-friendly destination. Unless, of course, you've mastered the fine art of surviving solely on coconuts and good vibes. In that case, welcome to Key Largo. Just don't look too closely at your bank statements. And finally, we have Orlando, the land of endless sunshine, thrilling attractions, and more tourists than grains of sand on the beach. If you're looking for a quiet, peaceful retirement, this ain't it. Sure, Orlando has plenty of senior-friendly activities, and being near Disney World is great if you want to be the grandparent of the year. But with over 74 million visitors in 2023 alone, you'll have to fight through crowds just to get to your local grocery store. Ever tried navigating a Publix parking lot during peak tourist season? It's basically an extreme sport. Of course, if you love the energy of a buzzing city and don't mind sharing your space with hordes of excited families and Mickey Mouse ears, then Orlando might be perfect for you. There's never a dull moment, and hey, if you ever get bored, just hop on a roller coaster and remind yourself what your back felt like 20 years ago. But if you're dreaming of a slow, peaceful retirement, Orlando will keep you on your toes, whether you like it or not. And there you have it, the worst places to retire in Florida. If you've made it this far, congrats! You've successfully avoided some of Florida's biggest retirement traps. The last thing you want is to spend your golden years stuck in traffic, drowning in humidity, or paying off a mortgage that costs more than a spaceship. Sure, these cities might not be ideal, but don't worry. Florida isn't all theme park madness, sky-high rent, and lurking alligators. There are still plenty of retiree-friendly spots where you can enjoy your morning coffee without fighting tourists for a parking spot. Just make sure to do your research before making the big move. Unless you enjoy surprises that come with a hefty price tag. So, what do you think? Did any of these cities surprise you? Are there any we missed? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this list of not-so-great retirement spots, hit that like button and subscribe for more brutally honest travel and lifestyle insights. After all, someone's got to keep you from making expensive mistakes.